Believe it or not, I've never created or used a daily task list like this in my 4 years as a mom. My alarm went off at 5. I currently am studying Luke and finally committed to a study system that works for me too. So that's been really nice. Jace is now 4, Ari is 2, and they do spend some time on their own, which is like, wow, I can't believe we've actually gotten to this point now. A goal with my whole routine is to get chores done during the week so that the weekends when Richie is home, we're not spending all weekend doing laundry and cleaning. Thanks for co-parenting with me today. We're gonna go play volleyball for the rest of the night. Woo! Just a few months ago, I would have hated watching a video like this where mom is sharing her daily task checklist, putting on clothes and makeup, and being productive. I was in the thick of it, just had my 3rd baby in May, and truly was just trying to survive on a daily basis, constantly feeling behind on chores and my spiritual and physical health. That was my season of being in PJs most of the day, Chick-fil-A for dinner, and sleeping in as long as the kids would allow me to. I felt like I was in a cloud most of the time, to be honest. So you might be in that season right now, which might make you resent me watching this, or maybe it'll give you some hope that you won't feel like that forever. There's truly a season for everything. I find this especially applies to the beautiful and complicated journey of motherhood. I'm glad I allowed myself to take things easy and slow in that period, even if it meant less structure and more mess, because it meant more time with my kids and a physical and mental selflessness I didn't know was possible. Once I stopped nursing around 5 months postpartum, the clouds slowly began to clear as my hormones regulated again, and I started to feel like myself again over time. More clear-minded, more energy, more motivated, more productive. As the new year approached, I knew it was time to make significant changes and leave that stage behind and enter a new season. A few major goals of mine for 2023 is to prioritize devotional time with the Lord and my health, get a daily routine for household tasks, and weekly meal plan better. For years, I've been saying, ideally, I need to work out and read my Bible first thing in the morning to start my day right, and also because I know it won't happen any other time of the day. I'm way too spent by the evening. The problem is I'm naturally not a morning person, so this is very difficult for me. I wanted so desperately to be like the YouTube mamas that just love waking up at 5 a.m. even when they only get 4 hours of sleep. But that's just not me. So anyways, once I decided I'm just going to have to do my best to wake up every morning and form that habit, there's no other way, I wanted to create a daily checklist to carry me through my day. The problem is when I got online to research some ideas, they were so insanely overwhelming to me. Super detailed, and I like the idea of them, but right now in this season with 3 little ones at home with me, I can't even picture this working right now. Coming out of a season of just surviving, I already am doing a lot by simply waking up at 5 a.m. every morning when it's against my nature. So I wanted a more subtle approach and easygoing checklist that feels more doable and realistic. Maybe one day I'll like this format, but right now I need a smaller step in the right direction, and this is just too big of a step for me. So I ended up making my own daily task list on pickmonkey.com with one of their templates that is super basic and simple and specific to my needs. It includes the tasks I want to improve on getting better at and things that I may forget to do unless otherwise written down. It does not include basic tasks that I'm already instinctively doing. So this way, it's just not overwhelming to look at on a daily basis. Believe it or not, I've never created or used a daily task list like this in my 4 years as a mom because I didn't feel like I had to. I guess I felt capable without it when I had 1 kid, and then 2. I usually just use the notes section on my phone to jot down the things I'm trying to remember. But now with 3 kids, I just don't feel capable. My brain has so much going on as a mom of 3 that I felt a resource like this would be helpful to keep me on track. So here it is. In my opinion, for me, it's the most chill I can get with a task list. I keep it low pressure. It's more like a suggestive list, but because before I had nothing, this is just still a huge help/improvement. I usually go by this Monday through Friday, and the weekends I'm not as on top of it, which is fine. So the things you're going to see on here may seem like a lot, or maybe it seems like no big deal. It really just depends on what your current situation is. This is also specific to me being a stay-at-home mom that homeschools, but I do want to share that you can create something like this specific to your own needs and productivity. Even if you're a working mom that's gone 9 to 5, it'll just just look a little different. So here's a little day in the life of a Wednesday. My alarm went off at 5. I pressed snooze a few times. Sometimes I sleep in my workout clothes to make getting up and working out easier. I rinse my face, brush my teeth, grab a load of laundry to put in first thing in the morning. This is a major thing I've just changed. I've heard a lot of moms suggest 1 load of laundry a day, but never really tried it. And now that I've been doing it for weeks, I'm 100% bought in. A goal with my whole routine is to get chores done during the week so that the weekends when Richie is home, we're not spending all weekend doing laundry and cleaning. I'd rather enjoy family time together and be able to leave the house and stuff. So this has saved us so much time that we used to spend doing loads on the weekends. Today I'm just doing whites, throwing them in the washer right away. Once you start every morning off like this, it becomes such a habit that when I don't do it, I actually feel so off and need to get at least 1 load in a day. Moving on to start my workout, I use my Apple Watch to track my movement, and I've just started off with low impact, high intensity interval training or HIIT workouts since I'm just beginning to work out consistently again after like 2 years of not working out. I really need to start off slow to avoid injury. So I've gained more weight in this 3rd pregnancy than the other 2, and I haven't gotten back down to my healthy weight. So I have a ways to go, but I'm just happy that I'm being consistent so far. If you want me to share more on my fitness/health journey, let me know in the comments. I'm considering doing a video on that too. After a quick shower, I'll get ready for the day. The Marie brand sent me these eye gel pads. I've been loving to depuff my under eyes in the morning since I'm not used to being up so early. I keep them in the freezer and they feel so good putting on cold. I have a discount code I'll share with you for this in the description if you'd like. I'm really trying to actually get clothes on and do my hair, skincare, and makeup in the morning because for so long, I just haven't been putting the effort in. I've been so tired throughout the past few years being pregnant or postpartum, and I just got so comfortable with not trying anymore for a while there and saw how it affected how I feel about myself and even what I did during the day. For example, if I stay in PJs all day, I'm most likely not to leave the house with the kids, which I know is very healthy for me and them to get out and do activities. So I'm working on that this year, even if it's just a matching sweatsuit that's super cozy. I'd rather put that on than have my PJs on all day. It just makes me feel more like a human being. Typically that morning section from 5 to 7 is just my time. The kids aren't awake till 7-ish, but today Jace didn't feel good and was up super early, so he went downstairs to watch a show while I finished up my time. So my goal is to complete all this before 7. We all know making our beds help us have a more productive day, so I've been trying to do this daily, and then I finally sit to have my Bible devotional time. It has been so long since I've had a designated time with the Lord like this, and I'm so happy to finally be in a season where this is possible for me. If you're not there yet, don't be hard on yourself. You will get there one day again. Currently, I'm studying Luke and finally committed to a study system that works for me too. So that's been really nice. Theo was the next one to wake up, and look how dark it still is outside. Today's video lighting is not going to be very good, but that's okay. We have a lot of lamps in the house. So I like to turn on all my lamps so we can feel nice and cozy on this cold, cloudy day.
This is space you chose.
I also love putting on worship music early in the morning. It sets the tone, calms the kids down, and helps me stay calm when tensions arise throughout the day. It's hard to scream at your kids while worship music is on. I've been loving this playlist lately. It is called Soft Worship Music Calming Christian, I think. So anyways, to keep my list from being overwhelming, I don't include things that I instinctively would be doing. For example, making breakfast. Like obviously I need to make breakfast every morning. I just put things on the list that I either tend to forget or that are main goals/tasks I want to be achieving daily. So in this next section, starting at 7 a.m. are things I want to accomplish between 7 and 3 p.m., which is when the afternoon section starts. Although most of these things will get done before 11 a.m. So I started unloading the dishwasher, which we load up and start each night so it's ready for us the next morning. Then I checked my list and remembered I need to switch the laundry to the dryer, so ran downstairs really quick to do that. Got breakfast ready for the kids. Some of their favorite things to eat for breakfast are Greek yogurt with honey, waffles with peanut butter, eggs, bagels with cream cheese, cereals, berries, bacon. I really want to find a healthier waffle option actually, or even start making my own waffles with the waffle maker. So if you have any good recipes, let me know, because we all know these Eggo waffles are not it. The princess is awake now. She's going through a phase carrying her Paw Patrol stuffed animals everywhere, every second of the day. It's really adorable. Jace reminded me about taking vitamins this morning, which is easily something I forget, so I do have that on my checklist as well. Today's video is sponsored by Haya, which is our current kids vitamin. We switched over from the gummy vitamins we were taking before, which we learned are often filled with pork-based additives and hard to pronounce ingredients. They can get stuck in your children's teeth, contributing to cavities. They can teach bad health habits by connecting health with candy as well. Haya is a daily children's vitamin that is pediatrician approved. It's made with 0 sugar and 0 gummy junk, yet it tastes great and is perfect for picky eaters. Haya is designed for kids ages 2 and up and sent straight to your door in a package. I always love vitamin refills arriving at the right time, so you don't have to think about it. Haya is pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies, and supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals, including vitamin D, B12, C, zinc, folate, and many others to help support immune, energy, brain function, mood, concentration, teeth, bones, and more. If you're looking for a daily vitamin that's sugar-free to give the kiddos, Haya is offering my viewers 50% off your first purchase. Just go to hayahealth.com/Nicole Lela or click the link in the description. Breakfast time is a little bit tricky around here. The kids tend to get distracted and are in and out of their chairs, which makes them have a hard time fully finishing their food. Today we spotted a bunny in the neighbor's yard. Theo was not happy on the floor and wanted me to hold him a ton. He's currently teething. Poor guy. So it was a little chaotic. At some point, I do try to make myself a coffee and breakfast. It's my favorite meal of the day. So I ended up making a bagel sandwich today. Kids usually go to the living room after eating to read, and I may get a few moments to myself to eat, but it usually doesn't last very long.
Who did that?
Not me.
Aria, did you do that?
She's so crazy.
I tried to do a little cleanup and get the dishes put away before we all headed downstairs to the basement. This is usually when we just need like a change of scenery, and I get to finish up folding the laundry from the morning. We're in a pretty good place now with the kids not needing me constantly to play with them. Jace is now 4, Aria's 2, and they do spend some time on their own, which is like, wow, I can't believe we've actually gotten to this point now. I think it'll even get better as they get a little bit older. Also, this cracks me up. Richie plays this song for them, and they run around like crazy every time it comes on, and they tire themselves out. It's great. Heading back upstairs now to put away laundry and put Theo to sleep, and then I work on getting through the rest of this morning checklist. The order of these next things vary each day, honestly. I get the kids dressed and ready, which again, if I don't put this on the checklist, it might just not happen, and they will be in their PJs all day, which is fine once in a while, but this is something I'm just trying to be more consistent with.
So much.
I don't know much. I don't know much, Mommy.
Once Theo is down for his first nap at 9 o'clock, they know it's time for snack, and they have gummy snacks right away, and we start homeschool. One thing I quickly learned about homeschool is if they are hungry, it's not going to go well. So sometimes we just bring the snacks over to the homeschool table with us and get started. It actually makes them more excited for it because they basically associate gummies with homeschool at this point. Aria is pretty good at participating along. Sometimes I do set out like a puzzle or crayons for her. Sometimes she just wants me to hold her while I teach Jace. Our lesson is usually only 10 to 15 minutes. We use the Good and Beautiful curriculum. I still love it.
Let's move on down here to the key.
Key.
Key starts with a...
This.
And after that, I do try to do devotionals for the kids. I downloaded the Bible Stories for Kids app, which teaches Bible stories and has a corresponding coloring page to do while they listen to the story. And sometimes it gets distracted and doesn't fully finish. That's fine. They do love listening to the stories, and it's pretty amazing to see how quickly they learn the Bible stories, and we'll talk to you about it after because they're very excited. After this, if they're still hungry, I'll give them some more snack, and we get their teeth brushed. At this point, it's usually around 10 a.m. and almost everything in that morning time slot is done. The way I set this up is that the most important and difficult things to do are in the morning slots. So basically at this point, I feel pretty accomplished already and comfortable enough to leave my house for an outing with the kids if I wanted to. I probably do a morning outing maybe 2 to 3 days a week in the wintertime. It's a lot more in the summer. Most days in the winter, it's just going to be like the library or running errands, maybe a walk. Today's a little different because my sister Andrea was able to help me out and take the kids to the library for me.
You're the best sis ever.
Typically, my mom watches my kids one day a week and Andrea watches them another day. So this was an extra day of help. So I felt like I can get a head start on making dinner to get ahead on my checklist. Super thankful that my sister is helping me today so that I can just focus on what I want to do right now, which is cook a ton of soup. So on my checklist, I do write to start prepping dinner in this like time period slot. And sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's honestly like, if I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. It's fine. Usually if I'm leaving the house and taking the kids somewhere, I might not get to it. But if I do get to it, I'm not fully making a dinner at this point. I'm just like thinking ahead, trying to prep what's going to happen for dinner, because that's one of the major things I've been trying to get better at is actually meal planning. Might be just a crock pot meal that I am throwing together that morning and letting it cook for the day. It might just mean like seasoning meat to get it ready for later to cook, like whatever, just thinking ahead so that once 4 or 5 o'clock rolls around, I'm not scrambling as much as I usually am. Okay, the soup is called Copycat Zuppa Toscana, and I will link it in the description. It's so good. It's like an easy version of Zuppa Toscana. I don't actually know what the difference is between this and an original, but it tastes legit to me. I'm gonna make one for our family, one for my friend's family, because she just had a baby, and I will never forget when I had Theo. She came to my house with this huge meal, home-cooked Italian food like pasta, garlic bread, a salad, like just so much food for us. She has 4 kids herself. I don't even know how she did it. It's just so kind. So do that for the moms that you know that are having kids, because it seriously is such a blessing. Also, Theo's up now, so I'm just gonna make him a bottle really quick, and hopefully he won't need me to hold him afterwards the whole time. It was at this point in time that my flour container slipped out of my hands and covered the counter and the floor in flour. All right, so today, since I had help with the kids, I was not only able to prep the dinner, but actually finish up the dinner, which usually doesn't happen, but grateful for that extra help. They aren't back yet, so I wanted to get started on my daily cleaning task. So what this is a guide to help me stay more consistent with house cleaning chores, another area of my life that's not my strong suit. I'm good at basic surface level cleaning and organizing, but I'm not very good at like actual deep cleaning and making sure each room is dealt with. This is another one of those things that can pile up, and then Richie and I find ourselves spending all day Saturday deep cleaning the house, and again, it's just not how I want to spend my weekends. This system helps me maintain the house better, but still in a way that's not overwhelming. The way it works is each day I attempt to complete a new cleaning task from the section on the right. I just go straight down the list to the next one once it's checked off. This is actually a great day to start at the very top because we just had our place cleaned by a cleaner from Homeschool. I'll leave a discount for you in the description if you're wanting a cleaner. With this system, we only need to hire a cleaner to come once every 3 to 4 months, maybe less, like maybe after or before an event or holiday to really help reset the house. But in between those times, I feel like the system is perfect for maintaining things. So the first on the list today is the kitchen. As I mentioned, we just had everything cleaned, so it's really not in bad shape, but I did spill flour everywhere. So I just focused today on getting the stove cleaned up. This part of my checklist is pretty flexible and no fuss, because let's say the kitchen was a total mess and I didn't get to cleaning the whole thing, then I just wouldn't check it off that day. And the next day I would continue cleaning up whatever else needs to be deep cleaned in the kitchen. Maybe it takes me 2 to 3 days till it's fully cleaned and I actually feel like I can check it off the list. that's fine. Especially since some days I'm doing an outing with the kids from 11 to 1. I wouldn't be spending all that time at home cleaning. Or maybe I work on the daily cleaning task while they are napping from 1 to 3. Each day is different, but whenever I feel like, okay, I finally completed that one task, I check it off, and the next day I can move on to the next task on the list. Let's say some weeks I may be busier than others and I'm totally falling behind on this list or even behind on laundry, then okay, fine. Richie and I can spend a Saturday divvying up the tasks and tackling them so I can get back on track that Monday. Okay, I digress. So once the kids got back, we gave them a quick lunch and they went down for a nap at 1. Since Andrea stayed at the house, I headed out to my friend's house with the soup. But going back to my postpartum weather analogy, when the clouds started to clear for me, I always thought to myself, I want to be that mom that drops a meal off for another new mom. I want to be the mom that shares my homegrown tomatoes with the neighbors. I don't have any tomatoes right now, but it'll happen in time. It was hard to even picture helping others when I could barely get by each day taking care of myself and the kids. But the cloud is gone now, and I want to help another mom in need. So anyways, this is not to boast that I'm helping another mom. It's to encourage you that if your heart's desire is to help others more, and right now you feel like you just can't, that's okay. One day you will. After I got back home, the kids were still napping and didn't get up till 3:30, which is a super long nap. The rest of the day's routine after 3 p.m. is pretty chill. Since I made my schedule to tackle all the big things in the morning, it leaves our evenings freed up to do whatever we'd like, and I love this for us. During the summer, we pretty much end up outside in the yard or at the park the rest of the day. Obviously, the major to-do is to get dinner done, but since the soup was already made this morning, I don't even need to worry about that. I also have on my list to try to get outdoors. And if you haven't heard of the 10,000 Hours Outside Challenge, this is kind of inspired by that. We're not fully committed to that challenge right now, but I do like having this on my list to remind us to get outside. This is usually like a walk or a trip to the park, but lately it's been below 0. So we haven't been stressed about this at all. Like we haven't actually done this for probably a week. Today is cold, wet, and snowy. So we just stayed inside and read books and played. Lately, I've been reflecting on the transition of 1 to 2 kids or 2 to 3 kids as I went to my friend's baby shower last week. She's having her second baby, and I shared this poem with her and the girls there and thought I'd share it with y'all as well. Hey mama, you're officially outnumbered. Giving your little one a sibling is nothing short of a wonder. There will be days you can't carry them both, with one in your arms and the other down at your toes. I remember the feeling like it was yesterday. In tears, I told Richie I physically cannot give them what they both need today. You're also outnumbered in dishes, laundry, and chores. What you once had a handle on, it seems like you don't anymore. It's okay to sigh or cry and just sit on the kitchen floor. As they crawl all over you, you're their safe space to explore. You're already down on your knees, may as well pray while you're there. Rely on the Lord for strength, cast on him your cares and fears. The Lord's grace is sufficient when we lack as a mom. He heals all the places where we might have gone wrong. So yes, you're officially outnumbered, but it'll be the most precious time in your life. You're outnumbered in kisses and cuddles alike, outnumbered in cute clothes, especially for baby girl, outnumbered in giggles and new things to explore, outnumbered in sweet little faces filled with awe, outnumbered in love. It's worth it all. I know it's a little cheesy, but it really is my heart and how I feel about going from 2 to 3 kids, because I felt like with 2 I had a handle on things, and then with 3 it just all went out the window. So yeah, it's a season. But anyways, back to the routine. Some other things that I include on my afternoon time slot is clean up time for the kids, which includes upstairs and downstairs toys that have been left out, and brushing their teeth, since we actually forget this sometimes at night again. During the summer, we usually don't do much TV time since we're outside so late in the evening, but obviously now with the sun setting at 5 p.m. and the cold weather, we end up watching about 30 minutes of TV, sometimes more. The order of each day varies, but today we're doing a cleanup first. The language I use is we can watch a show after we clean up the toys, which is a great motivation for getting the things put away. I made a TV guide for weekend versus weekday shows. I try to keep more educational or slow shows for weekdays, and then weekends are superheroes or movies. This visual guide helps us a lot because otherwise Jace would be requesting to watch the Minion movie every single day, which we just can't do. I got their dinners plated while they watched their show, and then we did bath time, and then it's bedtime by 7 p.m. Once the kids are sleeping, Richie and I try to reset the living room and kitchen with the cleanup so that it's not a mess the next morning, and also have on my list to start the dishwasher, which I otherwise will forget. The other things on the checklist on the right side include meal planning and rotate kids' toys. And then I added in a water intake section with 3 checkboxes to remind me to fill my water bottle 3 times a day to get my daily water intake. I still have not even accomplished this one yet, so just a nice little reminder that I'm trying to get better at drinking water. So that's my daily routine. Today actually went very smoothly, probably because I had Andrea's help, but some days I only get this done like halfway. Some days are awesome. Every day is a little bit different, but regardless, it's just so helpful to have this up on my fridge to remind me what I'm trying to get through each day. Thanks for co-parenting with me today. We're gonna go play volleyball for the rest of the night. Woo! Bye, Richie.
Bye.
Are we gonna win?
We better win. We've won the past 2 games in our league, so we're on a streak.
We're also on a rec league, so
It's literally
not that hard to
just
win.
for fun.
It took some time for me to get to this point, about 8 months postpartum. For some, it might be shorter. For others, it might be longer for the clouds to clear. Try not to compare yourself to another mama's journey because they're really all different and beautiful in their own way. I hope this routine was helpful for you and you have some takeaways. Even if your routine and priorities are different from ours, you can totally use this as a starting point to make your own specific to your own needs. To be honest, this document is a work in progress because I've already made changes/additions to it twice since I made it. I'm sure it'll continue to morph as time goes on and priorities change, but for now, this productive, but at the same time, no fuss and flexible checklist works great for me. And maybe I'll do a follow-up on this in 6 months to let you know if it's still working at that point. I don't know. For me, it's the perfect balance right now. Anyways, love you all. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.